So welcome back guys, you are watching Rising Code Zera, and in this video we are going to see what are control statements in Java. So we will just take one example right now. If we see, if it is raining, we can wear a raincoat or we can take an umbrella. Now according to climatic condition, so according to your choice as well, you can just take an umbrella or you can take an raincoat. So it depends up to you. So there are guys multiple options, so you can just prevent from the rain and else. So if there is no rain, so you can just see at this point. So what you can wear the t-shirt. If the username and password matches, then only we are going to get access with that particular application. If you not enter a proper username or you not enter a proper password, then it will be showing you a message your password is wrong or your username is wrong. So there is a condition. You can just see when we talk about username and password, if it is correct, then only we will get access. Otherwise, you will get a message, an error message. If the product is in stock, allow purchase. So what happens, guys, when the product is available in stock, then and then only you are able to buy it, you are able to purchase it. Otherwise, it will show you a message that out of stock. Basically, is in red color, out of stock. So in Java also there are different conditions. We are going to see them. So we are having decision making, looping, and jump. And inside this, we are just having some concepts. So we are going to see it in upcoming lectures. And right now guys, we are going to see what is the if else statement, this one. Okay, we will just talk about this as well. Right now guys, we are just going to know what is decision making statement, what is looping. That means just the theory part. Okay, so when we talk about decision making, it is able to used to make decisions based on conditions. So there will be different conditions and it is going to able to make decision. So here you can just see if statement, if else, and switch. Looping, so for this there is a loop, for loop, while loop, do while loop, and for each loop, also called as enhanced for loop, used to repeatedly execute a block of code. Jump statement used to alter the normal flow of execution. Alter, that means change. Okay, it will be break, that means if you are just running the code, we are just going to stop that particular code. Continue, we will continue the code, and in return we will return any number, any integer, any string, or any other data type we can just return. So we will be talking about that as well, and how we can just exit from that particular block of code using return. So we will just see that one as well. So what is the if statement? It is a conditional statement that executes a block of code if a specific condition is true. Now how it will be working, we are just going to see it in IntelliJ IDE. So right now guys, if we see here, we are just going to check if coffee shop is eligible for a discount. That means when we talk about coffee shop, if there is a student, we will give him a discount of 10%. And if he is purchasing more than 50, then we will give a discount of 10%. So we will write a code which will show whether the discount is available to that student or not. If he is not going to purchase more than 50 or equal to 50, suppose he is purchasing 30, then it will be no discount. If he is not a student, so there will be no discount. So these two conditions are there. If these two conditions gets true, then only it will show the discount of 10%. When we talk about the if statement, so if here any condition gets true, okay, if the condition gets true, then and then only what happens, this is going to execute, the code is going to execute. Right now if I am just going to see, so right now here you can just say if true, the condition is true, then we are just going to say that south, the condition is true. Okay, I will just run the code and let's see what happens. Now by default the condition is true only. Okay, condition is always true, so it will just show you the condition is true. Now what if I will make it false? Okay, I will just say false. Now what will happen, let's check. It will not run the code, okay, because the condition is false. Now when the condition is false, this line is not going to be printed. Just going to say integer a is equal to 100. Okay, right now when we talk about the 100, so what will happen inside this, you can do one thing. When we talk about 100, if a is equal to 100, then only this will be working. Okay, this will be run. Okay, right now if you just see a is equal to 100 is always true. So yeah, it is true, so it will be running. The condition is true, or you can just say here the number is 100. Or you can take a simple example. Now if there is one more condition, you can just make it here using if, and here you can just write that if a is not equal to, okay, I am just having the another condition, if a is not equal to 100, or we can just say 200, yes, and it is not equal to 200, this condition is also getting true. So we will just say south that a is not 200. So let's run the code. So if you see, this is also a condition which is true, and if we see, this condition is always true. So these two lines are going to be printed. Now what if the condition gets false? Now I will just say that if a is equal to, instead of not equal to, I will just say equal to. So it is false. If we talk about right now, a is not equal to 200, it is equal to 100. So what will happen? It will execute the first statement. The condition is true, that means this one. Okay, this line. Now instead of making this if, you can just use here else if and else. Now we will just see how does this work. Now when the value of a is greater than, okay, if the value of a is greater than 0, then we will say it is a positive number. So you can just say positive number, positive number. Okay, and here right now what we will have, if we are having a lot of conditions, so here we will just say else if. Instead of writing if you can do it using if as well, but else if is better. So else if, what will happen? Else if a is equal to 0, we will say that so the number is 0. The number is 0. Now what if the value is less than 0? So for that what you will do, here there will be another condition. So right now you can just write directly else, because we know that if the value is greater than the a, then it will be 100%, it will be a positive number, and if it is equal to 0, then it will be a number which is going to be 0, and remaining numbers are negative numbers, so it can be -1, -2, -3, -4. So for this we don't need to write the condition, we know the else condition, it will be a negative number only. So you can just say so negative number by default there is last condition which will be a negative number 100%. So right now if we run the code, so it will show you what is the a value. Is it positive, is it 0, or is it negative? So if you see, it is 100 and it is a positive number. Now what if I just put a minus sign before that? So will it show that the number is negative? Let's see. So it will show the number is negative, because by default what will happen, it will check for this condition. No, this condition is not true because a is not greater than 0. Okay, so this gets false, so it will not execute this. Then it will check this. Else if a is equal to 0, is it equal to 0? No, it is not equal to 0 as well. It will just come down, and the remaining condition by default it will be else. That means this is the by default. Okay, inside this. So it will be negative number and this will be printed. Right now let's take an example of checking if coffee shop is eligible for a discount. So right now if we see, we will have two variables. One will be purchase amount, one will be student. So let's create the variable. So purchase amount, and that is going to be integer only. So you will just say purchase. So for right now we are just going to give 100. Whether the customer is student, so we will just give it in boolean, yes or no. Okay, that means true or false. So is student, we will create a variable is student, and if it is student we will just give a boolean value which is true. Okay, student is available, so we will just give it. Then next we are just going to have an if statement. Now what will be there inside if statement? So we will say if the purchase amount is greater than or it is equal to 50, then we will display a message. Now what will happen if I'm just going to say here shout, and I will just say discount of 10%, which we have just discount for 10%, which we have just written here. I will just copy it and I will just paste it over here. Now what will happen if I'm just going to run the condition? You can just see it is greater than equal to 50, but if I am just going to make the student false, then what will happen? So we have to give a multiple conditions inside this. So we will use an operator which is going to be AND. So we will be using here and student, we will just say student. What does AND does? If this condition is true and if this condition is true, both of the condition gets true, then only it will run this code. The block of code which is present inside this. Okay, the if statement. Else what will happen? We will say else no discount. So you can just say shout and you can just write here no discount. Okay, you can just say no discount. Now if I'm just going to make any of the condition getting false, so right now this I'm just going to make a false, and that means he's not a student, there will be no discount, so it will show you no discount. So what happens, this condition gets true but this condition gets false, and we want both the conditions getting true. Okay, then only we are just going to give a discount for both of them. Right now we will just do a code for grade calculation based on marks. So if the marks entered by the user is greater than or it is equal to 90, then we will give it a A grade. Otherwise if it is 80, then we will give a B. If it is greater than equal to 70, we will give C. It is greater than equal to 60, we will give the grade D, or else we will give F, that means fails. Right now what is required, we will create a variable which will have a mark, and for example we will just give the marks, and that is 100. So we will just say if, inside if we are just going to say marks, if they are greater than or they are equal to 90, then we will say there is a grade, and that is A, grade A. Okay, so we have just done this, and let's copy this. So there will be another condition for this, and this is going to be our else if. Then again there will be more conditions like else if. So if you see, there will be 1, 2, 3 and 4. So let's copy this and paste it 1. If it is greater than equal to 80, that means it will have a grade that is going to be your B. Greater than equal to 70, then there will be a grade which is going to be C. Then 60, then the grade is going to be D. And if the remaining condition, if it is less than this, we are just going to say that it is failed. So right now I'm just going to remove this, else what will happen? So we'll just say south, and the grade is, by default the grade is F. Condition gets true, so it will just make the underline. Right now when the 80 is there, we will see what is the output, and it is grade B. You can just see equal to 80. Or if I'm just going to make it 85, so what will happen? Let's make it 85. It will give you grade, and that is going to be B. If I am just going to make it less than 60, 59, so it is going to be F. So you got the grade F. In this way only if else works. So if you see, this will condition starts from if, and there will be else if, multiple conditions over there, and there will be a by default condition which is going to be inside this else statement. So that's all guys for today's video, and you will get the notes and source code inside description. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please get subscribed to the channel. Here we are just going to cover all the topics like core, oops and ESA. So thank you guys for watching this video and keep supporting.